Mine. Hi, how's it going? I am Tony Young, also known as Top 40 Tony, also known, this is from my friend Nathan Rigg, who's sitting behind the camera there as T4T. How's it going? My first broadcast on YouTube. Well, what's up? How you been? I haven't been here since last year, and this is the first stream, so we're kind of experimenting, trying to see if this works. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. If you want to give me a call and ask me a question live, my number here is 1-312-738-1845. My number, once again, is 1-312-738-1845. Call me up and ask me about music things from the last 60 years or so. Fun. Well, we're streaming live now. We're actually streaming live now, but we'll be on live across the city of Chicago in a few minutes. So I kind of have to restrain myself and not spew out a whole bunch of facts. Wow. What should I talk about first? That'll like be great for us to experiment to. I've got it. On August the 1st of this year, get on up, the James Brown story, the movie, the long-awaited biopic about recording artist James Brown will be out. I'm going to see if I can get a few of my friends together and just make it a big kind of mass gathering and just kind of go and take over the theater and check the movie out back where I live. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also still awaiting word and some news on the biopic that is being released about Jimi Hendrix, in which Andre Benjamin, he, one half of Outkast, will be playing the part of Jimi Hendrix. I've already seen some of the trailers for it, and it looks like it's going to be pretty good. I'm really looking forward to that. What have you been listening to? What have you heard? What do you like? Give me a call. Once again, for you, all of those who are, the few of you who are trying to tune in now, the number is 1-312-738-1845. That's Chicago number. Give me a call and ask me about things. This is going to be an interesting show if this works out the way we want it to, because not only are we going to be going live at the studio, but we're also streaming here. Looks like everything's going okay. Well, let me see. Hey, you guys back there, say something that'll make me eat up time. Okay, you know what? First of all, let me stand up here. You see this? This is a shirt from my friend Joe Panic's party, Panic Attack at Palooza 5. Me and a couple of my friends that are behind the scenes here, Zachary Harris and Nathan Rigg, we're both in a band called Blackmail together. And we played at this party, and it was a lot of fun. There was quite a few people there. Did get rained upon, but it was still a good party nonetheless. I'm sure there might be some friends of mine who were actually there and played with us that'll be calling up soon enough. Are we looking for Ed, huh?
Just wondered if you can see how many people are.
Yeah,
this right down here is going to tell you.
Right, I see one. You know, I didn't get a chance to really throw it out there. So if you guys want to just, see if you can get me some callers here, well. What else can I talk about that I won't end up repeating later? That's okay. I just love it. Public access, it's so cool. I'm used to sitting a little lower too, so I'm still this talking head,
You have to remember at 10 o'clock you gotta look at that.
Yeah, oh yeah. And it is, you guys, if anybody's looking at me now, if you can read me, this is what it's going to be like right now. At 10 o'clock, Oh, I'd say in approximately 11 minutes, it's going to look like I'm looking up, but I'm not. I'm looking at another camera trying to break down the fourth wall so that it seems like I'm very creepy and eerily looking at you through a window, telling you about music things. I love this. This is so cool. Somebody left. There was somebody that was here and they left. You're going to miss the good stuff. Um, Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Well, I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. Yes, that's right. Okay, now that I've looked, boom. Let's talk about something. How about the 2014 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees? Peter Gabriel, the duo that I like to jokingly refer to as Quaker Truck Music, which would be Hall and Oates, Daryl Hall and John Oates, Kiss, Nirvana, Linda Ronstadt, Cat Stevens, the E Street Band, uh, Beatles manager Brian Epstein, Stones manager Andrew Loog Oldham. They were all inducted this year. Now, about the one issue that I would have would probably be Linda Ronstadt, because she basically just did covers. That's all she did. Every song she did was basically a hit. It was a hit previously for someone else. Her producer was a guy named Peter Asher. And Peter Asher was involved with Apple Records for a short period of time because he was good friends with Paul McCartney. And Peter Asher actually worked with James Taylor at the Apple label. And after doing one album for the company, he left. And Peter Asher remained his producer and also was Linda Ronstadt's producer for a good tenure of her career. But I'm just like, well, basically all you did was covers. Nirvana, I thought it was a little, maybe a little bit too soon, especially seeing as how Kraftwerk isn't there. Ha! Well, we'll get to them in a moment. Peter Gabriel, easy call. Easy call. One of my favorite bassists of all time plays with Peter Gabriel. Guy puts sticks on his fingers and he plays his bass. His fellow named Tony Levin. He has my first name. He's got to be cool. Anyway, Tony Levin, just fantastic bassist, great bassist, the highest order. Peter Gabriel, prog rock, basically one of the better parts of Genesis. Kiss, there was a controversy surrounding inducting them for years. And I'm not sure exactly what that controversy was or how it all, what the issue was. But I think there was an issue with legitimacy because, there's somewhat stuffed shirts that are at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, museum inducting people. What can you do? Cat Stevens. Well, he did write his own stuff. There's no doubt about it. I believe I was reading some years ago that he's on the no-fly list. Yes, that's right. I guess Cat Stevens had some problems getting in and out of the country because of his leanings into the Muslim faith. He doesn't even go by the name Cat Stevens anymore and hasn't for many years. He's gone by the name Yusuf Islam. One interesting story I did hear about Cat Stevens was I believe he was on the Jimmy Fallon show, and the Roots kind of called him out because he had done a song that was an instrumental right before he denounced or renounced his riches and became a member of the Muslim faith. He did a song that was just an instrumental with Chick Corea, and it was called "Was Dog a Donut?" And now there's probably people that are gonna know about that when we go live, because it was big out here in the clubs. They played that song a lot, but it was the only Cat Stevens release that charted that had absolutely no lyrics. It was basically a beat sequencer and Chick Corea doing his thing and Cat Stevens playing with a synthesizer. It was from the album Is It So? If you've ever seen the cover of it, it's a red cover, yellow border, and Cat Stevens is playing with a yo-yo. True. This is true. My. Well, we're about to go, we're actually streaming live now, and we're about to go live on the TV channel, the actual TV channel, in what looks to be on the clock on the wall here, approximately 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Thank you very much. Oh man. You guys must think I'm nuts. Who is he talking to? Listen. Once again, I have to tell you the number that you can call. Oh, listen to that. I hear a phone. The number here is 312-738-1845. If you want to get in touch with me and ask me a question, say something to me, maybe tell me about something that I don't know already, or just plain heckle me like some of you do, that's the number, 1-312-738-1845. I was telling Fred, the director, before we went online, that I did my first show here 19 years ago when I had hair and it wasn't gray, and I wasn't so self-conscious about it and didn't have to shave it. Yeah, I had a big, thick mustache, too. Oh, man, so much has happened with the music industry and just with media in general since then. And now we're actually experimenting, and we're trying to get it so that we can reach more listeners, or I should say more viewers. So if you see this, please once again give me a call. Let me tell you the number again, because I'm going to be repeating it quite a bit. The number is 1-312-738-1845. You can catch me. You can catch me out here streaming media, or in another 5 minutes, we're going to be on. We're going to be on live. Well, what do Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Herb Alpert, Bill Withers, and Kraftwerk all have in common? I will tell you what they all have in common. They all received Grammy Awards last year. That's correct. Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and Herb Alpert had releases that garnered them Grammy Awards from the voters of the NARS. Bill Withers received his Grammy Award for Best Album Package, the complete Sussex Columbia recordings. All of his albums he did for his first label, Sussex Records, and his subsequent label, Columbia, are all included in that box set. One of the Lifetime Achievement Awards went to a German synth group from Dusseldorf, Germany, whom I've been trumpeting for years to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, they got a Lifetime Achievement Award, and it's deserved because what they did was influential, for better or worse. Listen, I can stop rambling. I think I hear a call. Caller, if I'm not mistaken, you're on the air. Are you there?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, I'm here. Is that you, Dave? Is that Dave? Yeah, David. It sounds like Dave Foley. Is this? Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, yeah, Dave. Yeah, well, you're the Dave Foley that isn't the kid in the hall. Although you sound like you're in the hall. What's up, David?
I'll ask you a question, brother.
All right. All right. This is all right. Go ahead. What do you got to ask me about?
What year did SM Broadcasting start rock and roll music, and what was the band that helped kick it off?
Well, okay, let's see if I get this one right. Okay, so 1960, well, FM radio had been around since 1958, but it sounds to me like you're talking like 1967 and 1967 and the Dead out on the West Coast in San Francisco.
Oh, wrong year, and I'll give you a sense. It was a British group.
British group. Okay, this is good. This is a good question. British group. How many members? 3?
No, there were 4.
There was 4 of them. British. Well, it couldn't have been the Beatles.
Yeah, it was the
Beatles. Oh, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
1965.
65. Okay, so that would have been 2 years before. Usually, because like that's interesting that you say that, because FM radio didn't really generally start playing rock and roll until about 2 years later, because they played longer tunes, and they broadcasted in stereo. The Beatles at the point in time in 1965 were actually still doing broadcasts on the BBC. Have you heard any of those, David? They just released an album of some of those recordings from the BBC from 1964, 65. I think 65 was the last year they did that stuff, because they had to tour and everything. That was a cool question, David. Where'd you pick that up?
Oh, I told you, actually researching issue on it.
Yeah, you do it a lot. I could totally tell your voice too. I'm glad you called me. We are about to go right on. Ah, that's funny. Listen, David, we're about to go live in just a few seconds. I can feel it in the very marrow of my bones. So if you see me looking and it seems like I have this blank stare on my face, never you mind. It's because I have a camera that I have to stare at and do what I'm doing here, which is a technique known as breaking down the fourth wall. I was telling my friend Zachary about that. Yeah, keep watching though, Dave, because it's gonna get weird. I can feel it. It's gonna get. Yeah, I love you too. Yeah, we gotta hang out and barbecue or something sometime, David. Oh, you got it, man. You got it. Right. Well, there's one. David saw me. Once again, number here, 1-312-738-1845. Let's see if we can get some more viewers. Matter of fact, it's after 10 o'clock. I'm not hearing the song that I need to hear. I'm not hearing the song that I need to hear to signify that we are live. Are we live yet? We live yet, Fred? Say things to me. Okay, cool. In another 40 seconds or so, like I said, yeah, in another 40 seconds or so, not only will I be here, but I will be live across the city of Chicago on Cable Access Network Channel 19 to do this live. Call me up and freak me out. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, this is so cool. This is so cool. Okay. The countdown's on, folks. Hi, this is Casey Kasem, and you're listening to American Top. We'll get to him. We'll start talking about him soon too. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? We got just a few more seconds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is so wonderfully amateurish. I just love it, man. All right, come on, you got to cue it up, buddy.
I don't have the song.
Okay, so it's just me. All right, I'm John Lapine-Shaw. Whatever happened to John Lapine-Shaw, the guy with the weird speak and spell voice? Hello. How are you? Welcome to Cable Access Network Channel 19. It's 10 o'clock, and guess who I am? That's right, you didn't have to. I'm going to tell you. I am Top40Tony, or as my friend Nathan Rick, who's sitting behind the camera that you can't see, calls me, T4T. Android style. How's it going? Good to see you. Haven't been here for about 365 days, for about a year. We're actually doing something a little bit experimental right now. Not only are we broadcasting live on the air, but we're also streaming live media on YouTube as well at Unbalanced Load Productions. That's unbalanced load as in laundry that has to be rearranged. Oh, and here's that song I like so much. I love it. See if he can spare the top 10 record. Here it is. Hi, everybody. I'm Top40Tony, and we're live in two different forms, two different media formats. I'm live on the air here. Hi, hey. I'm live on the air here, And I'm also streaming media, which if you can see, there's this computer in front of me. No, I'm not cheating. This is what we have to do in order for me to stream so we can reach more viewers. How are you? How have you been? What have you been up to? Me? Well, I've been doing my usual music research thing that I always do. Let's talk about a few things. Let me talk about a few things. What have you been listening to lately? You know what I found out? I was doing some research earlier today, and I found out that over the last 12 months, there have been 12 #1 songs. 6 of those 12 #1 songs have only had one-word titles, and none of those songs have had more than 3 words in the title. And that one, the lone holdout there is John Legend, but there's Roar, and there's Royals, and there's Timber, and there's Rude, and there's Fancy, and like, so now this is it. If you are a songwriter and you want to have a hit song, put on no more than 3 words in the title. Settle with 1. Make it an adjective. Well, I mean, Happy and Rude and #1 in the same year. Figure that one out. Man, I'm very, very glad to be here tonight, and I want to take some calls. So, damn it, turn on your television sets, but keep your television set down if you call me. If you decide to call at this number, 1-312-738-1845, make sure that your television set is turned down, because it's going to cause a massive feedback problem here, and it's going to sound like an apocalypse. That's not what you want, and that's not what I want either, because it makes me feel really, really weird. Anyway, let's see here. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the movers and shakers in the music industry that have passed on over the last few months. Folk artist Pete Seeger, one half of the Everly Brothers, brother Phil Everly, Deion Jackson, DJ Easy Rock, Bobby Womack, jazz pianist Horace Silver, jazz bassist Charlie Hayden, my man Casey Kasem. Just a few days ago, Johnny Winter. Back in the end of December, WLS local disc jockey Larry Lujak passed away, and as did most noted Casey Kasem. And there's been some weird stuff happening with Casey lately. His wife is doing strange things. Wouldn't let Casey's kids from his first marriage see him, and now she's taken the body from the funeral home and she's hiding it somewhere. No one seems to know where it is. Crazy stuff indeed. Well, let's see. Next up, let's see, what else can I talk about? Okay, I'll do that. I'll do the flashback #1 songs kind of thing. The #1 song on this date 50 years ago, that would be July the 20th of 1964. There's a movie out about them now, and it was directed by Clint Eastwood, and it's called Jersey Boys, and it's based on the musical. The group, obviously, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. The song is Ragdoll, one of their, I think it might have been their 4th million-selling single. The #1 song 40 years ago was actually done by the recording studio's janitor and his friend and a guitarist that they only had to pay $15 to help play guitar on the recording. He was the guy who wrote it and produced it was a janitor at the studio at the time, and interestingly enough, he found some scrap 16-track tape to record the tune on. It went on to sell 2 or 3 million copies and was a #1 on this date in 1974. Rock Your Baby by George McCrae, produced by H.W. Casey, Harry Wayne Casey, and Richard Finch. We know H.W. Casey better as Casey from Casey and the Sunshine Band, as in That's the Way, I Like It, Yeah, you get the idea. The #1 song on this date 30 years ago, well, he had a name of royalty, then shunned his name of royalty to become an unpronounceable symbol, and then he, of course, found his royalty again. Yes, that's right. All Prince, all the time. When Doves Cry. #1 and just bowling people over the head with it. I can still remember, and Dave Foley is watching. I remember listening to that whole tape with you in your car every day, almost every day, or at least every other day. We both lived in the same building together. I won't want to tell you the rest. It's too much fun. Uh, let me see. What else? I'm waiting on some callers, actually. Um, we're looking at the number, even though you can't see it here, or you can't. Maybe you can see it there. We can't see it here. The number is 1-312-738-1845. If you perchance can see the stream, or you perchance can see me there, where I'm desperately attempting to break down the fourth wall, give me a call. 1-312-738-1845. I've been doing some crazy music things. I've been actually playing with 2 different bands lately. One band, there's 2 members of the band that I'm playing with now. They're sitting behind the scenes here. The drummer, young man named Nathan Rigg, and another very talented vocalist and keyboardist whose name is Zachary Harris. These fellows are from DeKalb. Yes, that's right. Home of Northern Illinois University. Children of the corn, you know. But these guys are really talented, and Zach writes some very good stuff, and we've been working together and playing together, trying to work things out and get ourselves out there. And some other friends of mine who live in Bartlett, whose music is nothing like I do with these guys. They're called the Super Colliders, and they're 2 friends of mine that I've known for about 30 years. That's where I get my dose of 90s kind of thick, heavy, solid rock, because I need to have the 2. One day I'd like for the two of them to meet and do some crazy stuff. Hello, Eric Verne. Hello, Douglas Leonhardt. Those are the other 2 guys. I've been also working on a project that has been put together from a friend of mine, and his name is Joe Panic. He's the guy that's on this shirt. That's his name right there. Anyway, he's doing a web series, a TV series, and it's called Men, Children of McHenry. They told me to say something about it, so I'm going to say something about it. And I have a role in it, but that's all I can tell you. We have a caller. I can quit running my mouth. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Old electronic house music version of the song "I Want Money." Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you please repeat it?
There was an old electronic house music version of "I Want Money" that came out like in the late 70s, early 80s. You know who the group is?
No, I've never. No, I can't. I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember that. I can't ever remember there being a version of that. When did you say? Was it late 90s? I mean, excuse me, the late 80s?
Like late 70s, early 80s. It was a female vocalist, and one of the lyrics was, "I want money. That's what I want."
Oh, so was it a remake of? See, because believe it or not, I've never heard it. It was the remake of Barrett Strong's tune. Then the one, "That's What I Want." Wow, I've never heard that version of it, and I'm trying to figure out who could have done it. If you're talking about the late 70s, that's a good one. You actually got me stumped there. I'm trying to think of who it would be that would have done that. Yeah, the female vocalist that did the song "I Want Money." I don't know, could it have been a Lolita Holloway? Maybe, I'm not really sure. Have you heard it since?
I've heard a short clip of it on one of those throwback shows, cover music from back in that genre, but I don't know who the artist was.
Oh wow, yeah, you got me, because I've never known that there was. Now I would imagine there would have been some. If you talk like when you talk about late 70s. When I think about late 70s, early 80s, I almost think almost like disco, pretty much. But there was this big thick slam on it, right? Yeah.
You know what? Then maybe it was like the mid 80s. gotta guess.
Man, well, I guess I'm going to have to do more research. Is it something you're looking for?
If I find it, I'm gonna try and buy it either a whole
Yeah.
cutout or a reissue.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what he's talking about it. There was a remake of Barrett Strong's tune, and some female artist did it like a disco dance version of it, and I've never heard that one. I know at least 4 or 5 people have done the song. I I know even there was a weird new wave version of it that was by this group called the Flying Lizards, and that's
I think that may be it.
and it sounds like somebody clanking on garbage cans or something. It's
I think that's it.
That's just that version of that tune is just absolutely insane. That what they did to that song, they were never supposed to do that. It's like it's from 1979. The Flying it's on Virgin Records. It has a white label. Yeah, I used to have that 45. I had to give it away because it was freaking me out too much.
That's it.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty intense. I'm sorry it took me so damn long. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Thank you for calling. I have to take more callers. Tick, 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 tock, tock, tock. Please call me. I'm a desperate man. 1-312-738-1845 is the number to the studio. I am also streaming live at Unbalanced Load Productions on YouTube. Find Unbalanced Load Productions and look for me, Top 40 Tony. And now we have another caller. Caller, this is Tony. You're on the air. How's it going? You sound like you're underwater. Can you speak a little clearer?
Everything's good.
Okay, now we're getting a weird kind of cluster mess here. It sounds as though I'm getting 2 callers at the same time. Oh yeah, see, you've got your TV set up. You've got your TV set up. You've got the volume on your TV set up, and you can't do that. It freaks us out here. We lose it here when you do that. Just a convoluted mess.
You're funny.
No. They just got me out of Bellevue two days ago. No, seriously. It's just when you have your television set up, it's hard to understand what you're saying. What's on your mind? Let's get to the meat of the matter. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Okay, so we're talking music, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Go on. I'm all ears.
And what specific song are we talking about?
Well, we aren't. It's just if you have a song that's on your mind that you like, or some kind of musical thing that's on your mind that you like, you just talk about it. It's free form. First Amendment reigns here on public access television. Go on ahead. What was the last thing you bought or streamed or downloaded that you really liked? Hello?
I downloaded my church members Jeremy Sparks music and it's gospel rap.
Okay.
I wonder if there's something good and okay to listen to.
Well, it depends on what your taste and what your ear is. You don't have to have anybody else tell you what you like and what you shouldn't. You know, if it's something that you if you test it out and you find out that you like it, then
Oh, I know that.
yeah, then it's no problem. You also have to excuse me here because I'm trying to break down 2 walls. You know, I'm trying to look at my streaming. I'm trying to look at my streaming here, and then I'm trying to look at you there, so I don't look alienated and lost, which is how I feel when people have their television sets turned up and they call.
You don't have to look this way. Just look at your screen.
Yeah. Well, thank you for calling. Hey, I got a question for you. Have you of that style of music, what have you heard that you like? Is there any specific act? Come on, I know you're. Yeah, a recording act. A recording act. Is there somebody, male, female, group, that kind of thing? Or do you just randomly pick up stuff and just listen to it? Say that again? Yeah, and I still hear a television set.
The group,
Right, yeah. Just, give me one.
the group music is the only thing I listen to.
Okay. All right, I got you. I got you. Well, you know what?
I listen to the group Mary Mary. I don't know if you heard of that group,
Can you tell me something about, what can you tell me about it?
but they're a great gospel group.
Okay. Is gospel the only thing is that like where your ear goes? That's the kind of thing you listen to? What they call inspirational music, I guess you could say.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
that's what it sounds like. You sound like a young lady of definite virtue. I'm used to some rather unusual callers calling me up. So it's good to know that there's one that's actually cool. Thanks for calling me. I like it when people call like that are cool. But for future reference, if you ever see me again, make sure your television set is turned down because it causes feedback here and nobody can understand what you say. It becomes a big mishmash, just a big cluster mess. I will use that word because I'm not going to swear where First Amendment reigns. Caller, you are on the air. I am Tony Young. Say words to me. And turn your damn TV set down. I heard that. Are you there? Are you there? Hello? Hello? All right. Yeah, I'm here. I just had to wait for you to turn your television set down so I don't freak out and the equipment doesn't freak out and I start going into a vertigo style tailspin.
Am I on the air?
Yeah, oh yeah, you are, man.
All right, Tony, listen, I wanted to ask you if you know anything or remember anything about a musical group here in Chicago called Magnum Force.
Yes, I do. I haven't heard from or about them in some time either. Yes,
Magnum Force?
yeah, I mean it's been well it's I've heard that no, Magnum Force.
Magnum Force had an album out with their single that was very popular here in the Midwest, Chicago area especially, called Share My Love.
I recall that tune.
Oh, there you go.
I
And they
recall
had an
that
album
tune.
by the same name, and I just wondered if you knew of Magnum Force. They're especially popular. Were you living in Chicago in about the it was about the night around 1982, 83?
Actually, I did. I lived in the south. I lived in the South Burbs, but yeah, I lived around.
If you listen to TI or BMX in those days,
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, that's where I remember. Yeah, man. I'm hoping that my cousins. Yeah, I'm hoping that my cousins are watching that stream now because my cousin Rico, who lives in Los Angeles, California, he used to record. The Saturday night dance party. He used to record all. Yeah, he used to record.
they ever, well, perhaps it was, but it was done there. But it would have to have been in Chicago, in that area, in the Chicago suburbs. I'm sure you've heard of Magnum.
Right. Oh yeah, indeed.
Don't make me sing it for you, because then you're in trouble.
What was that?
You know, Share My Love is a ballad.
Yeah, well, I'm not. They're not paying. I'm not getting paid to sing though. I'm just getting paid to talk about other people who do.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do it either. And then after they put out a sort of Cool House was a big, more well-known nationally, it made the Billboard chart, a song called Cool House by Magnum Force. Had that sound of, there was a group called White Horse. Cool House sounded similar to that White Horse song.
Oh, that one tune. I think I know the tune you're talking about. That Laid Back, wasn't that the name of the band or something? If you want to ride, don't ride the white horse.
Okay, Tony, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Just wanted to see if you knew that group and that song or those songs, and kind of surprised you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Cause like in 1980.
Someone will remind you of them later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to my cousin about that because he used to listen to that station religiously, like every day. Go on ahead. Go on ahead. Go on ahead. You're on the air.
My name is David. How you doing?
Hi, David. How's it going, man?
Can you hear me, Tony?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you clear as a bell. Go on ahead.
I cannot hear you right now. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. You can't hear me. I can hear you totally.
But I can do a little bit.
Hello?
Well, I want to ask you a question, Tony.
Go ahead.
Obviously, things are a lot different in this day and age with music and how people can download them or become fans. And but I'll cut to the chase. Do you ever think in our time there will be another artist like Michael Jackson or the Beatles that people will go that insane about and will sell as many albums and just be the biggest thing? I mean, there's so much competition out now, and it's just a different day and age. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm glad. That's an interesting and a very good question. It seems to me it's going to be a different type of thing now because of the way that music media has changed since the days of the artists that you spoke of. Not only that, but there's also a thing where with what would be considered your major record companies. There's no such thing as artist development anymore. And I was watching a show on this. There's no such thing as artist development anymore. There's new artists coming. There's new artists coming out that are using all the different forms of media. So you get to hear more music, but it's not as pointed and as marketed as what we used to listen to that would give you the results as far as sales that the Beatles or Michael Jackson had. Remember when they were out, the only other media other than their records and their recordings to see them was MTV, and with the Beatles there wasn't even an MTV before, back then. Their records just sold just because they were them, Yeah. But the music industry as we know it today is set up so much more different than it was back during the times when there were vinyl recordings that were what counted, and that kind of thing. Now the way the charts are set up, the number of streams, the number of streams and everything that you.
Times the Beatles, you had to save up your money, paper, go to the store, buy the 45, go home. There's so much passion involved. Now you can download every song every artist has done in 5 seconds. And I feel like some of that excitement may be hindering, some of the fanatic, passion.
Right. I often thought that it was a really interesting phenomenon to hear a song on the radio to get you to like it enough to go to the store and buy it and play it over and over at your own house. I always thought that was really an interesting phenomenon. But you figure if you made somebody go out, to a record store or to an outlet like that and buy that record, it was something that you kept. Nowadays, you can delete a song from your files easily. How we used to. Yeah, back then, if we wanted.
I used to listen to my favorite song on the radio and record it in my boombox, and try to, time it perfectly. But now people don't remember the first time they downloaded something off iTunes. It's just not.
Yeah, it's not set up well. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not set up that way. But it's not that and it's not even that the music is bad or it's cheap or anything like that. There's just a new way there's a new way to access it, and it can work in artists' favor, but they have to know how to use use the formats and use the media to their best advantage. It can be done, and it can be done charmingly. It's just a minute.
One other quick question.
Go ahead, man.
I was reading an article on Weird Al's new approach with releasing, I think, 9 videos day after day. I think he's about halfway through it right now, and he mentioned he's finishing the 32-year-old record deal, and that in the future, because his songs need to be out there when the song is prominent, that he's actually going to just release the singles instead of committing to an album, so he could jump right on something that was hot. And I thought it was a very interesting part. What are your thoughts about what Weird Al's doing?
Yeah, that's pretty cool too. Hasn't he got one of those out now? It's kind of this novelty takeoff of Royals, and it's called Foil. Isn't that one of them?
The Rough Brother one, if you have kids, is Word Crime. It's blurred lines.
Yeah, right.
And I know you personally, Tony. I don't know if you figured out who I am yet, but I think you'll get a kick out of the Word Crime one because it makes fun of people that
Yeah. Well, I haven't even heard the foil tune yet, so I gotta check it out. Definitely, David.
Did I lose you, Tony?
Yeah, man. Am I? How do I look at it? Am I looking? Do you see me? I mean, am I okay?
I got down to not Tony because I don't have you on my television, so I have
Oh, I got you.
back. It was nice.
Right. Well, I'm glad you called, man. Thanks for the question. I actually got an opinion question. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, let me see.
We have a caller on the line.
One more. God, I hope we can get this on. Go ahead. Go on ahead and talk. Make sure your television set's turned down, please. Hello. I told you to turn your television set down, people.
Okay, you said that I sound like a great woman of virtue. I'm not a great woman of virtue. I am a man with a high voice. Don't try it.
Well, sorry about that.
Why would you say something like that?
Oh, I thought
Something like that.
I was actually trying to give you a compliment. Yeah, geez, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I'd offended you. No harm was meant.
Like seriously, a great woman of virtue? Like you could have said something different than that.
Well, don't hold it against me too much. It's only public access. It's just public access. Come on. I was actually trying to give you a compliment. I'm just going to stop complimenting people altogether. But sorry about that. Thanks for calling me back and at least let me know. Well, my gosh, is that where it ends? It's 10:30. I can't stop. I can't stop. I've got to continue. I'm still streaming. Now that I think that the Chicago channel, I think that's done now, but I'm still streaming. I see that I have a couple of viewers here. There might be some others that might be trying to get in. Who are they? Where are you? If you're watching me on stream, I'm still here. Give me a call, 1-312-738-1845. Do I hear a caller? Do I hear somebody? Ah, Fred the director. I love cable access. Such a mess. You just gotta love it. Sometimes I feel like I could do sometimes I feel like I could do something crazy. Nate? It's just a stream now. You're too afraid they won't do it. Ah. This is so huh? There's only two viewers right now, and I can't really, obviously I can't tell who they are, but there are two people there.
Hey, I want you to address who do you think was the quintessential Casey American top 40 artist?
The quintessential Casey Kasem American. And they were always on the.
Just, it always seemed like they were part of the countdown. I have a personal.
Oh yeah, I know where you're going with this, and I'm not gonna go there because there was. Yeah, let me see. So American Top 40 started in 1970, and it was somebody that was there all the time. Elton John's a good pick, but Elton doesn't get there until the end of 1970 and early 1971. He charted through the set. Elton John, Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart's kicking it until that one song that he did with Bryan Adams and Sting from the Three Musketeers. All for one? Huh? Bee Gees, well, if you remember, there was like 1970, 71, 72, and then like 73 when they started hosting the Midnight Special all the time. There was that lull until Arif Mardin, took them in the studio and they did Main Course. That was when they changed their sound and started doing the dance stuff. This is really interesting. I wish we could get this. we could get this beyond the experimental stage because this is good idea. Okay, someone's here. Uh, Hi, how's it going? Hi. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Tony.
Hello.
Tony there?
Yeah, he's here. I'm here.
Can you give me a little insight on my number one, the number one song the day I was born?
Oh, great. When were you born?
September 17th, 1973.
Oh, that David. David Tantillo.
How you
Who?
doing?
I'm fine. It's the rest of the world that needs an adjustment. How you been, man?
I figured I need to save you earlier on. Yeah, I can't get you on TV, so I enjoyed chatting to you earlier. But tell me a little bit about September 17th, 73.
Okay, September the 17th, 1973. You know what? Do you know what? Now, what? Are you ready for this? I am about to tell you something that I didn't realize for years, and I'm glad you brought this up because I'm going to tell you straight here on streaming. September the 17th, 1973. You remember I told you that your number one song was "We're an American Band" by Grand Funk?
Yeah.
What?
For 20 years, Tony?
Well, here, wait. Now let me tell you what happens here. This was before I started listening to American Top 40. And that your number one song is offset by a week because there was a tune that went to number one, fell out, and went back again. And I didn't count the the flip flop. So, but
You got me scared now.
no,
This is gonna be some terrible song.
no, actually, it's not a bad song at all. Have you ever heard of an artist whose name was Marvin Gaye?
Never heard of him. What song?
Well, it was a song that went to number one for him, and it flip-flopped in and out of number one. It stayed in the top 10 for 13 of the 17 weeks it was in the top 40. It only has 4 words in its title, and it's one of his most well-known songs. Let's Get It On. That's the one. Which,
I can groove to that, Tony.
what was that?
I can groove to that.
I figured you could. I'm glad to hear from you. I haven't even heard your voice in how many years?
Probably 10 maybe?
Yeah, at least. And the deal is, David, I'm streaming right now. I mean, if you look at YouTube.
I opened up my laptop. I'm watching you, but I'm stupid the way of course, like a good boy, I have left the volume down.
Right. I actually like the way it looks. I actually like the way the picture looks streaming better than the actual TV show.
Yeah,
Well,
so looking good.
well, yeah, for sure. Now, are you in Pride Ridge now, or are you? Yeah, that's. Yeah, how's Kelly?
Carrie's doing great.
Carrie's doing okay. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, right. You know what? I remember her number one song was the theme from Soul Train, TSOP. It's like April of 1974, the end of April of 1974 or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. April 27th, 74.
See? Yeah, she was born on a Saturday. See, I do remember that. When are we going to hang out sometime? When am I going to get a chance to see the Green Squares?
We're gonna do a show in Chicago in late October near Halloween. What's going on with that? Tell me about that. Is there like a comedy group thing you're doing where you're narrating?
Oh, you weren't supposed to say that. Nobody's supposed to know it's me. Yeah, you're talking about the men children of McHenry. Yeah, my friend Joe Panic and some friends of his actually put together a situation comedy which is supposed to be only available like this on the web, and they've been working on it for like 2 years, and they enlisted me on board to help them tell their story because I know one of the guys really well, a fellow named Andrew Thielen. He and I have become really good friends, and he made the suggestion to Joe that I do my thing with him, so I said yeah, and the pilot episode is being worked on as we speak. I have to go in and do my voiceovers, but
you know what? Your voice, I saw something on you were narrating like Henry, or
Yep, that's yeah. How do you know that was me? Yeah, that was me. That was me. That was the basically our pitch that we our pitch to get funding from Kickstarter, which we did. We made it, man. And all we wanted to do was just get some better equipment so we can start filming the show. These guys are ready to go, and I'm going to be doing my voiceovers in the next couple of weeks for that pilot episode, and I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to that.
Man, sorry to hear about Casey Kasem. I know how much of a influence he was on you, and how much he did for you. That just stinks how that went down.
Yeah, right. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that situation gets resolved, because it seems like it's a real heartbreak and a mess for the kids. It seems like the kids are really going through some problems about it.
And now I can never ask you to do the Casey Kasem Slayer Rain and Blood story.
No, I can't do that anymore. It used to be so much. It used to be so much fun to do, and now I gotta I can't. Man, one of these days when I see you by yourself, and I wouldn't make a fool of myself or seem insensitive, which that's never the case at all.
You never know if someone's gonna take it the wrong way, but it was genius.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Man, on the iHeartRadio, they're playing his shows all the time too, day in and day out, nonstop. I'm pretty much, to be honest with you, I'm like Casey Kasem'd out for a while, because they keep playing the same shows over and over. They seem to have a rotation of only about maybe 15 of them, 15 or 20 of them, 10 from the 70s and 10 from the 80s. So I just basically listen to the ones that they rerun every week. It's this week in some year, and then they play those, and I like those. I find myself listening to the 70s ones a little more than the 80s ones, but some of those 80s ones are pretty cool. When you get to 83 and 84, that's good. What was that? Say that again?
Are you still the defender of Defender? Or
Yeah, I'm still playing that same. I'm still playing that same old that same bass. As a matter of fact, I got to change the string. I got to change the strings on it. I haven't changed those strings in a few years. What was that?
Again, but if you can hear me,
yeah, I can. I totally can.
Definitely like hanging out with you sometime soon.
Yeah, please do. Give me a call, man. Hello. You're on the air, or at least I hope you're watching the stream. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
My name is Doug Butter.
Okay, go ahead.
I've heard that you're a very big fan of Brown Eyed Girl.
Who lied and told you that? Somebody's been peeping my Facebook. No, it's just I've heard it. It's the one Van Morrison tune that just gets drummed into the ground, and it stoned me. Wild Night, man, Domino, for crying out loud, Into the Mystic Eyes, Here Comes the Night, man. I would even take him and them doing Gloria at this point, because they just run Brown Eyed Girl into the ground so bad. Do you know what it's like? You step into a drinking establishment, it's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and it's always some drunk girl that wants to go up and play that tune on the jukebox, and you're like, man. But no, it's not that the tune is a bad tune. It's just it's been so overdone and played out. That's the only thing, It's oversaturation of it. And my friend that I was just talking to, he said, I feel the same about American Pie. It's like, of course, these tunes are classics, and that's what you have to deal with when they become what they call classics. Yeah, man, but it's not. I don't have any problem with Van Morrison. I'm just tired of that song being drummed into the ground. That's all. You still there? You still there?
Still here.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything else on your mind? Except for calling me out for Van Morrison.
If you rattle off any your favorite tuba players.
Say that again?
Do you have any, throughout your vast musical knowledge, there's very famous tuba players that come to mind?
Oh, wow. Geez, if there was any, I wouldn't be able to name them. I'd be better off naming a freaking flugelhorn player. I saw one on King of the Hill today, Chuck Mangione. Yeah, but I've never even. Whenever I thought of tuba, I thought of when I was in band and I was playing bassoon, and there was one sitting off to the left of me. Although I see people, I hear people driving by in their cars, and they're Hispanic, and I hear music where it sounds like these really intricate bass lines that I don't think I could ever play if I was using my fingers, and they're doing them on tubas. So, I mean, I don't. Whoever those guys are, they're really good. I mean, they do.
So you're saying there's still an untapped market for children?
Yeah, they're.
Who want to break out of uncharted territory as far as rock stars go?
I'd like to see somebody. I'd like to see somebody try. It would be interesting to see. It definitely would be interesting to see. It's a rather cumbersome instrument, you see, man. I want to see a good French horn soloist. What? Aha, yeah, indeed, indeed. Low end. You gotta love it, man. Well, thank you for calling me and making me think.
We have a caller on the line. Curb your TV set down, please.
All right, caller, you're on the air. I'm Tony. Go ahead.
Tony?
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, this is your friend, Joe Panic.
Ah! It's Joe.
I wanted to give you a thank you for attending yet another San Francisco and bringing your band along with you, putting on a great performance.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
I did miss having you the following day, but I still appreciate that you were there and that you guys performed and you guys did a good time.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you had us there.
And I am watching you on the internet, and well, I was watching you in the now.
Yeah, Zach's man, Zach's over here behind the. He's behind the camera, man, and Nathan's probably using the washroom or something. I don't know, but they're both. I can't wait till he comes out here. He probably even heard you. But that's cool that you called you. You know I'm wearing your shirt.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that I'm wearing your shirt, man. Yeah, it's pretty cool. This is the first time we've ever streamed here. I've been doing this show on and off for the last 19 years, and this is the first time that we've been lucky or fortunate enough to stream it as well as having it live. So it gets to extend a little bit. I used to get callers, man, and they say, "Well, I can't see you." Well, the show cuts off at 10:30. But since it's streamed, I get a chance to see you. I'm glad you saw this and you saw me wearing your shirt because I told you I was gonna. Yep, I told you I was gonna. I told you guys I was gonna wear it. So that's cool that you saw it. This is being preserved. I guess that I'll be able to watch this. I'll be able to watch this later. I just look like this weird talking head, man. It's kind of funny. But yeah, man, thanks for calling up, Joe. I'm glad it's working okay, because this is pretty much an experiment, you see.
It seems like the TV camera is pointing straight at you, but the webcam is kind of like aimed up at you.
Right, yeah,
You keep having to look at both.
Yeah, I know, it's really weird, because I've never had to break down the fourth wall, which you know that whole phrase. Between the two, Nathan, Joe is on the phone. This is so cool to me. This is really cool. I like this whole streaming idea. Yeah, man. Yeah, Joe. It's cool. I'm having a blast. It's cool. I like this. It's a little bit confusing. Say that.
Promote your Top 40Tony.
Or T4T, as Nathan calls me, the cyborg. Yeah, man. Damn it, Joe Panic called me, the good one. Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling me, man. I'm sure I'll be seeing you in a few days. When do you want me to? Yeah, we gotta start doing our thing, man. Yep. You let me know and I'll be ready.
Okay, I know you will.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna see if we can take some more callers if there's any more callers, man.
All right, you take care. Tell the guys that said hey.
You got it, man. Thanks for calling up. Joe Panic, ladies and gentlemen, the head man-child of the men children. Oh man, listen, listen, everybody, listen. Uh, I was thinking of this the other day. I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was trying to figure out, you know, why there's been such a rash lately, of of songs that only have one or two words in their title. You know, I wish I could come up with a really cool, abstract, awesome word to write a song about. Yeah, see, he's trying to have hit records. That Zach Harris, he wants hit records. Very marrow of his bones, man. This is. You can tell. What are these insane ramblings? Where did he get me from? What this is what's going on here is that I'm being used kind of as an experiment here. This is the first time we've done a show of all the years I've done it where it was actually live as well, live on TV in Chicago, as well as being able to be seen on YouTube. And it's quite an experience. It's a mess, but I like messes. I like.
Yeah, your show's not live. I'm calling the number on the show and it's not live.
All right, go ahead.
Can you call me back? I'd like to get on the air.
You are. You are on the air.
Looking at your program, and he's from the longest singing group was the Dale. It was for 50 years.
Yeah, they well didn't one of them passed away? Well, didn't one of them pass away? Is that a call or is that you messing around? That's probably.
Yeah, this call for the guy on TV. Just wanted to know what song was hot when I was born. I was born in November 14th, around 76. So if you could tell me what was number one, I'd love to know what was number one when I was born. But I know if you're big, you know. So give me a call back, all right? Let's do one.
What a convoluted cluster mess, man. Well, to answer his question, I don't know if he's watching or not, but November 14th, 1976, Tonight's the Night by Rod Stewart, his Song of Seduction. Produced by, tell me, Nathan, would it be Tom Dowd? Yeah, right, for real, Tom Dowd, yeah, Warner Brothers Records. I want to say it's from the album A Night on the Town. I believe it's the same album that featured his controversial hit song, which I never even realized hit the American Top 40, The Killing of Georgie. Intense tune. The Killing of Georgie. Yeah, Rod Stewart's Tonight's the Night, Gonna Be Alright was number one on November 14th, 1976.
Michael, I want to talk to you about Mr. Michael Anthony. Call me to Sunday to tell me. I want to know his name. I want to know about.
This is such a. What do you? I'm glad.
I'd like to recommend and suggest that whenever you play your show, you should probably show that it's not live, that it's pre-recorded, because I was trying to call and express my views, and that's kind of whack. That I can't really express my views on the air because, I'm being made to believe that it's actually live when it's not. So.
Oh, he's just playing these old clips. He does this all the time. And the guy sounded like the dude sounded like he was underwater anyway, so if I had actually heard him, I wouldn't have been able to say too much to him, or I'd be sitting there for about 2 minutes trying to figure out what he said. Yeah, well, it's just sometimes we try to tell the callers to turn their TV sets down when they call us, because it creates just a big loop and feedback and noise here. It's so hilarious. It's like they don't call to talk to me, they call to listen to themselves.
So nobody else on the screen?
I think, well, I see 2 viewers. That means somebody fell asleep in front of it.
2 viewers. Okay, well, we can wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, this is the experiment. This was the cluster mess. Thank you for being part of my life and calling me on the phone and telling me all this crazy ass stuff. Thank you. I love you. Please let me come back again and say words to you on the television set. Bye. I'm so damn out of here you wouldn't even believe it. Okay, now do you see what I mean? First Amendment reigns on public access television. What was that? Why do you always play those loops of those people?
I get some new ones. I gotta get some new ones because they call in, you know, and I need to like.
What they call in even when I'm not here?
Oh well, I put on the re-recording.
Right, right.
People call. I don't know why.
I kind of cheated.
Oh, this is cool.
Oh, interesting.
Just saw that on my news feed.
That's pretty crazy,
Oh
man.
yeah, so he put out the word for. Okay.